News just in. eNCA has won its application to live stream witnesses in the Dudu Myeni trial. The first witness to take the stand this morning is Nico Bezuidenhout, who's the former interim SAA CEO. And of course, we're just going to go live to the High Court in Pretoria now and just have an understanding of exactly what is happening there. My colleague Heidi Jockers is joining me right now to have this conversation. Heidi, good afternoon to you. Before we get into Nico Bezuidenhout's testimony today, let's start with this application which eNCA has won to live stream witnesses in court. Why did we even have to have this application in the first place?
Well, I think that is the big question here, is why did we have to put in an urgent application to allow for media, specifically broadcast media, to be allowed to record, live stream, take it live when witnesses take the stand. And there was a bit of a concern that it would influence or impact evidence where other witnesses would be hearing evidence from witnesses that have already taken the stand, and this could possibly have some kind of influence on evidence presented. However, we put in an urgent application to allow for media to be present, specifically broadcast media, speaking to the fact that this is of national importance. Many South Africans want to know what these witnesses have to say specifically about the ongoings at the airline when Dudu Myeni was the chairperson of the SAA board. So fortunately, we did win that application. We are allowed to stream live from this courtroom, specifically when witnesses take the stand. There was a big concern that we wouldn't be allowed to, which would ultimately mean we would only hear what witnesses had to say at the end of the trial, which would, of course, compromise the story completely. So luckily, we are inside and we are allowed to record and hear what witnesses have to say.
Indeed, Heidi, and we witnessed that testimony coming in from Nico Bezuidenhout, who's the former interim CEO of SAA. What did he have to say with regards to his testimony today?
So the reason why Nico Bezuidenhout's testimony is so vital is because he was the interim CEO of SAA at the time Dudu Myeni was chairperson, and he's just laying the ground as to what transpired at SAA while she was the chairperson and while he was the interim CEO, specifically speaking about how the board does not have a mandate to get involved in procurement deals. So as much as they're overseeing it, their mandate is not to find these deals and to procure them. And it appears as though from his evidence presented here, it seems as though the board was heavily involved. The board was giving instructions. There's a specific matter specifically about Emirates and code sharing with SAA, where at the very last hour when Nico Bezuidenhout was set to actually sign that deal, he got an instruction from Dudu Myeni to say, don't sign that deal. And of course that compromised the airline significantly and cost the airline millions, whereas they could have made more profitable routes by code sharing with Emirates. So this is all the evidence presented by Nico Bezuidenhout, his experience at the airline, and after lunch he will continue with the rest of his testimony.
All right, thank you so much, Heidi Jockers, our reporter live at the High Court, where Nico Bezuidenhout has just given testimony and will continue to do so. This in the